The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, it's a beautiful day to drink coffee and talk about the first year of marriage. What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cameron. I make Christian content including a lot of sit-down style videos like this where we drink coffee and talk about the Lord. I've also recently been going into some more specific video topics for Christian lifestyle, including finding rest, intentional living, social media breaks, and things like that. If any of that intrigues you and you're not already, feel free to subscribe. I hope you've grabbed your coffee for the day. Today I just made a basic iced coffee with mocha or chocolate sauce, and it never fails, so I wanted to put it in a cute mug even though it's an iced drink. It was just the vibe today. Without further ado, let's get into today's topic. Since I've been married a year, I clearly know everything, so I want to bestow all of my knowledge on all of you newlyweds. I'm just kidding, that's not true. Today I want to reflect on kind of my first year of marriage and just looking back at myself a year ago and words I would say to encourage myself a year ago, words I would say to encourage a new Christian wife now to maybe ease some of that stress and that anxiety that is definitely there in that first year of marriage. The main point I have today and what I'll kind of be talking about throughout the rest of the video is giving yourself grace in something new. There should be no expectation of perfection when you are stepping into something new. This goes for anything in life. No boss would expect you to have your job down perfectly on the first day. No teacher would expect you to have all the material understood for a class that you just started. So why in marriage do we step into it and expect to have all of these things down perfectly? We expect to be a great cook and a great meal planner right away, expect to have a really good work-life balance, and the list continues. But then, when we realize these things aren't happening, when we realize we aren't doing all of these things perfectly right away, we can become discouraged, feel maybe defeated, frustrated, anxious. So today, I just want to encourage the new Christian wife to give yourself grace in new things. And this applies to your husband too. Give your husband grace too. For reference, Zach and I have been married for a year and 3 months. We got married in April of 2024, so I think that's a year and 3 months. May, June, July. 3 months. And it has taken us time to work out a good routine with each other, like just thinking about his work schedule, my work schedule, how much time do we want to each other to just have our own like free time, how much time are we spending together, you know, taking trips, whatever. Like it's just a whole routine that you have to figure out. And living in the same space for the first time, you know, like I didn't have a roommate ever until college. And even that was a very short season of my life. So just learning how to share a room with somebody, share a house with somebody. What are our expectations for how clean the house is gonna be? Like these things didn't just fall perfectly in line on our first day coming back from our honeymoon. It's even taken us time to work on our house, get things the way we like it, make it cozy, make it homey. Another point I want to share today is to not compare your marriage to other people's marriage. Every couple is in different seasons of life, facing different circumstances. They're on a completely different timeline than you, with different goals than you. It simply just doesn't make sense to compare your marriage to somebody else's, especially if it's through social media, because that is like comparing your real life to somebody's highlight reel. I know that is a very cliche thing to say, but I think it's cliche because it's true. You compare yourself to somebody else, it doesn't really make you feel good. Like it's a game you rarely ever win, so just don't do it. On the topic of comparison, do not compare your marriage to other people's marriage, but I do think it's wise to lean into a community of friends and maybe seek counsel or advice from older, wiser couples who you trust. It can be really refreshing to talk to married couples who have been together for a long time and just to get their insights, their thoughts and experience on different things. Obviously, you don't want to get everyone's opinion, but if you can talk to someone who clearly loves Jesus and obeys his word and has a marriage that you strive for, I think it can be really encouraging and refreshing to hear from them. It's nice to have people to look up to and just people that you can admire their marriage or admire certain things about their marriage and want to learn from them. Another thing I want to point out is that marriage is a gift from God. And I just pray that this video can encourage you to find so much joy and gratitude and even peace in this season of your life, no matter what it's looking like for you. Don't neglect the power of prayer. Keep leaning into the Lord. Keep leaning into his word. Keep leaning into this quiet time with him, praying for your marriage, praying for your spouse. I remember when I was younger and I was very faithful to pray for my future spouse and pray for my future marriage. Knowing that I have this answered prayer now and I get to live it out every single day, it just makes me so thankful. But it also encourages me to keep praying for Zach today. Pray for him going to work, pray for him whatever challenges he's facing, and also just praying for our marriage today, praying for our marriage in the future, and just that we can be equipped to handle hard things and face hard things and work together and stay grounded and rooted in God's word and building our life and our marriage on him. So while it's easy to compare and expect perfection when you come back from your honeymoon and you think everything will be smooth sailing, I hope that this video can just kind of remind you that things take time and that you can definitely give yourself and your spouse grace in this new season. Cheers to that. I love you guys. That's all that I have for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!